M193, 16-inch barrel. Got our AR500 target set up at 40 yards. Okay, so here's our M193 out of a 16-inch barrel. What was the velocity on that? 31 and change, yeah?
Yeah.
So very slight little ding in the surface. I'm going to mark this. M193. Okay, so very slight ding. We're at 40 yards, which is a little too close. And next, we're going to step it up. We're going to see what the SS109 does. That's next. Today, we're going to talk about AR500 steel and what damages it. A lot of folks buy these for targets and they're wonderful. I have a lot of AR500 steel. What is AR500 steel? The AR stands for abrasion resistant. A lot of people think it stands for armor, but it doesn't. This was originally used in like the mining industry to make cutting edges that would last, but they're excellent for armor plate, for steel targets, and a lot of folks use them for shooting, so you can see your hits and hear your hits, and I've got a lot of it. I love it. And a lot of people wonder what will hurt AR500 steel, and that's what we're going to explore today. We've got a lot of different rounds we're going to test today. We're going to test SS109, M193. We're going to test 7.62x39, 308. We've got a high velocity round to throw in there, the 204 Ruger. And in the end, we're going to test 50 caliber API, armor piercing incendiary. And I'm here to tell you, I don't think it's going to hold up to that. The interesting part is going to be how it holds up to everything else. And then we'll see this at the end, kind of a little cherry on top. So without further ado, let's get back to the rest of our testing. All right, next up we've got green tip, SS109. Everybody worries about shooting steel with this stuff. Let's see what it does. Check it out. All right, so here's our SS109, and you'll notice it actually made a little bit less of a mark than the M193. Everybody thinks that M193 is going to be gentler on their steel because it doesn't have that penetrator in it. And the reality is the M193 is going faster. How fast is that SS109 going, Dano?
About 200 feet per second less.
All right, well, that'll show on the video. So SS109. There we go. So, not bad. Just barely made a little bitty scuff on the steel there. Let's try M193, but out of a 20-inch barrel, and see if that makes a difference. All right, let's see what happened. All right, so here's M193 out of that 20-inch. And it has a significantly deeper divot in the steel. Hopefully that's visible. Although I didn't see the velocity difference that I really expected to see between the 20-inch and the 16-inch. I even reconfirmed with the 16-inch off camera to see that the velocity is right, and it's about right. So, but we've got a better divot there. And again, we're a little closer than we should be with this stuff, but we're trying to see some damage. So next, I think we'll go ahead and try the 7.62x39. Let's go see what that does. All right, next up, 7.62x39. See what we get. All right, let's take a look. The old AK made a nice big splatter, but the surface of the steel is 100% undamaged. Nothing. So,
So that's a slower round, 2,400 and some change, I think. So nothing there. Let's bump up to the 308, see if we get any extra out of that.
All right, let's see what some 308 does to it. Trusty old M1A. Woo, rock the target. Let's check it out.
All right, so here's our 308 out of a 20-inch barrel, and just a very tiny little dimple on the steel, just barely. How fast is that stuff running, Dano?
Almost exactly 2,800.
All right. There you go. Not much damage there at all. Now, I've heard of hollow points doing more damage to this stuff than regular ammo. So what I want to try, I've got some Silverberry ammunition, old stuff, that's a hollow point. I want to try that out of that 16-inch and see what it does. Let's do that next.
All right, so this old Silverberry ammunition was actually donated to us by a cola bro. We've done some cola competitions and have a lot of fun with that. This was donated by Mr. Tim Redbird XX and transported by Mark C. and good buddy Matt Sipe. So thank you guys. Hopefully we get a little bit of science out of this. Let's see what this does. All right, let's check it out.
All right, so here's our hit with the Silver Bear, running a little slower, and honestly, not much damage. I can remember some hollow point ammunition back in the day that was a little bit bigger, and I really felt like it dinged up my steel, but this does not bear that out. We've got just about like the 308, just a tiny little mark on the steel, nothing I'd even begin to worry about. So I think next, we ought to spice things up a little bit, and we'll run a high velocity round at this. I've got a 204 Ruger up there, and we'll try it next.
So next up's a 204 Ruger. Very tiny bullet, only 24 grains, running pretty dang fast. It's made for varmints. It's not really made to penetrate. In fact, it's made to not penetrate, but lots of velocity. So let's see what we get out of that.
All right, so here's our 204 Ruger, and this has made the most damage by far with that little 24 grain bullet going 4,204 feet per second. That is just ripping. Tiny little fragile bullet, and it dinged up the steel. You notice it didn't make any splash either. Just a nice clean little blemish on our steel. So that's a pretty good cross section of the things that we would normally be shooting at this stuff out of normal rifles. But we're not limiting ourselves to normal rifles. I think next I need a slightly bigger hole to hang this target, and we're going to use that 50 caliber API ammo to make it. So let's try that next. I hope my GoPro survives.
Don't you know? If a 50 cal bullet goes past you, it'll rip off your arm.
Yeah, if it just goes close to you, it'll kill you.
Everyone knows that.
That's total bullshit.
I think I'm gonna move my chronograph. Just gonna tear shit up.
I think that's a good call, yeah.
Move our pop, just gonna knock it over. These things are actually a fucking menace. They destroy everything around them. Downrange, it tears that up too, but uprange, blows everything everywhere. No. But 50 caliber, armor piercing incendiary. This should be an interesting shot down there. All right, get ready to touch this thing off. Undercover, no less. So loud.
It made a hole in the target. Well, I don't know that it made a hole in the target. It flipped it around. Let's go see what we did. Okay, so some dramatic shit happened. It broke the weld on my target stand. And
Oh, wow.
the incendiary part must have worked, and we've got a nice clean hole right there. Mr. Banana Ballistics, a little bit small for a pinky. That's an homage to you. Thanks for your help. So, yeah, a lot of soot. That's that's pretty cool. Definitely put a hole right through it. It didn't really dent things up or anything. It just smashed a hole through it. Pretty cool. So let's go get this cleaned up, and we'll talk about everything that we learned here. All right, so we've come back in from the range, and we've learned some things.
Definitely, yeah.
We had some fun. Probably the most relevant takeaway for normal folks shooting some AR500 steel, and I understand this stuff's not cheap. I've got a bunch of it. I love it, and I don't want to damage my steel either. I damaged some of my steel for you today, and if you like that, feel free to like and subscribe. But regardless, people get wound around the axle about SS109, and it did almost no damage to the steel. I can just barely feel it right here. I had to scrub the soot to find the markings on here, but it did almost no damage. In fact, it did less damage than the M193. The M193 is a lighter weight bullet with no penetrator in it, but it's traveling faster, and that velocity is what causes damage on the steel. Highlighted by the 204 Ruger.
Which, interestingly to me, had no splash.
Yeah, no splash. Very little lead in that bullet. But the 204 Ruger is ripping along over 4,000 feet per second. So if you've got some AR500 steel and your FUD uncle and he wants to come out and sight in his 22-250, make sure he's not shooting your steel, because it's going to ding it up. Bigger, heavier bullets that are running lower velocities, like the 760x39 308, I mean, really,
Nothing.
almost no damage whatsoever at 40 yards. I mean, I can just barely feel a little something right here with a 308 hit.
Tiny little
Imperfection. It's nothing. And I have abused some steel in my day. I've got steel that's got like tens of thousands of rounds on it. And I don't care if it gets tiny little pock marks. It doesn't bother me a bit. But that high velocity stuff, it dings it up pretty significantly. The heavier, slower stuff, not a big deal. And SS109, quit freaking worrying about it. I really expected to have a bigger ding out of Silver Bear with a hollow point. I've seen big dings out of Silver Bear back in the day. But maybe I'm getting senile. I don't know. I'm old.
Or maybe the ammo is.
Yeah. And obviously, AR500 steel at any kind of range that's relatively close is not made for 50 cal, much less armor-piercing incendiary 50 cal. So not only did we knock a hole in it, we also kind of blackened the entire thing. We can see the back here where it popped through. But yeah, realistically, all that stuff, it didn't do much. Stay away from the high velocity stuff, like 204. And really, M193, if you're going to be shooting that, that's a fast round. You're going to want to make sure that you're a little further away from your targets if it's important to you that you're not going to ding up your targets. If you're shooting out of a shorter barreled rifle, as the velocity goes down, the damage to the target also goes down. Now, another thing, we shot a lot of different guns in this video. Interesting stuff. If you want to see something reviewed, drop us a comment and let us know. The M1A is kind of interesting, the AK is kind of interesting, the 204.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah. So, anyway, we appreciate you hanging out with us to the end. Hey, and we put a lot of effort into this crap. I don't know why. We just enjoy goofing.
It's fun.
But if you like and subscribe, it helps the channel a lot. That really helps YouTube know that people think it's kind of cool. And we think it's kind of cool. So, get out, play on the range, hang out with your kids, do fun stuff, you'll learn things.
Don't shoot 50 at your steel.
Don't shoot 50 at your steel. No, don't do that, or you're going to have an extra hole. So, anyway, you have an extra hole in your steel if it's armor piercing. Regular 50 cal would have dented the shit out of it. I've done it in the past, and it would have put a big dent in it, and it wouldn't have gone through. I've done it, I know. So, anyway, thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you on the next video. M193, which, do you hear the chickens? I know you think that we are in a big Hollywood studio, but remember, kids, it's just a barn.
They're not annoying at all.
They're probably laying an egg. But regular M193 is... His butt can shake. We'll be right back.
Wait.